Welcome to Microsoft Word 2013. It's going to look a little different from what you're used to. Once you open it, your screen will look similar to this. On the left side, your information won't look like mine looks. These are all the things that I have on my laptop, and it may or may not show something for you because you're on a network. But nonetheless, once you're here, you have an option of going to other documents. If you click on that, it'll show some other documents you may or may not have. You have the option of going to the computer, which you will need to do in order to find your iDrive and to pull information off of your iDrive. From here, in order to get back, you'll notice in the upper left-hand corner there's an arrow with a circle around it. Go ahead and click on that. Takes you back to the screen. Most of you are familiar that Office has many different templates you can use. These are just some of the templates that they have available to you. But we are going to concentrate on blank document. Go ahead and click on blank document. What you see is pretty much familiar. Color might be a little different, but the basics are here. You still have your ribbon. You still have your tabs at the top. So much of this is very familiar still to you. Once again, Microsoft decided that normal spacing was the thing to do. That is not what we do here, and I'm pretty sure it's not what you're going to do in your other classes. Just to give you an example of what this looks like, I'm going to show you. You don't have to type this, I just want you to see this. I'm going to make this a little bigger. Alright, now that is on normal spacing. Notice it automatically puts 1.5 spacings in between each. Now I'm going to select no spacing. Now see the difference. Oops, I'm going to make this bigger. Alright, this is why you need to use the no spacing. It doesn't give you that huge gap. Most teachers are going to want this, especially probably the English department. Otherwise, you're going to be running into 3, 4, 5, or 6 pages of writing when really you only need 1 or 2, just because of spacing. Alright, so I wanted to get that over with just so you can see that. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and then we will begin. I'm going to leave it on no spacing. I'm going to leave my font size, which we'll get into a little later, the way it is. First thing I'm going to have you do, I'm going to go ahead and have you type in your favorite vehicle. I'm just going to put the word truck. You can put whatever vehicle name you would like. Once you have done that, you can either double click on your word, which highlights it, or you can start at the back end or the front end of the word and you can click and drag and that highlights it also. From this point, you're going to go up to font style. Notice here it says font. This is your font information that you'll need. Your font style is right here. You click the down arrow. Oh, let's back up a minute. I'm actually going to have you, doesn't matter where you have the click or your cursor, I'm going to have you go up to paragraph and click on right aligned. Actually, I'm going to have it center aligned. That should work out fine. And here's the reason why. The reason why I had you move this is because when we check out the font styles, when you move your mouse, notice that your word is changing along with the different font styles. Oops. And that's why I needed you to move your word over so that you could actually see the difference in your font styles. Okay, now because this is 2013, I'm positive they have added different font styles into this. So whatever you want. I'm not sure why some of mine are coming up goofy looking, but yours should not be. Anyways, pick one, doesn't matter what it is. Now mind you, some of these, like this one here, I can't even get it up. Anyways, Some of them will be all caps, like the style itself is all caps. So make sure you pick one that doesn't automatically adjust it to all caps. I'll just keep it on that one. Okay. So notice now that we still have it on either center or right align, whichever one you kept it on. I'm actually going to click on the left align because I want my word back here. Okay, now that we have our style, I'm going to double click on it again. And notice when you have double clicked on it, it also gives you this quick box here. So you can use this if you would like, or you can go back up here. It's up to you, it doesn't matter. Now font style, or I mean font size, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can go to preset, which is the down arrow, and then again you choose the size you want, and then it should keep growing or shrinking as you move up and down. Alright, also next to, and you should be doing what I'm doing here, you don't have to choose the exact same number or style, but follow along. Next to the font size that we had just selected a number from, you'll see the larger A, capital A, and the smaller capital A. If you click on those increase and decrease size also. So instead of going through a list, you could just click it big or click it in just to do it quickly. Also, let's say you knew that you needed a size 200. You can go over to your font size box, highlight it, put the number in that you would like, and enter. Now notice this is very huge, so I really don't need that. I'm going to go back down to my 72. Actually, that's pretty big. I'm going to go a little lower. We'll go to 36. So those are the three different ways you can change your font size. You can either type in the number, choose from the list, or do the increase and the decrease of the font size. Next, go ahead and again highlight your word. And now most of you already know how to underline, which is fine. But many of you probably don't go the one step further. Notice that there's a down arrow next to the underline. Go ahead and click on that down arrow. You have some options. You have a double line, a thick line, you have dotted lines. You have quite a few different choices here. Go ahead and just pick one. So I'm going to pick, the dashed line here. Go back to the down arrow. Now, notice, you have more underlines, which you can play with too, but you also have color. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose purple. Now I have the purple underline. So you don't have to just have the boring, straight black line. You can fancy it up if you'd like. You can change the color of it or the style of the underline. It's up to you. Obviously, if you're doing an assignment for a teacher, you need to make sure they're okay with it. Very good. Once you've done that, I'm going to enter maybe a couple times. Now remember, all of our formatting has gone with us, meaning the underline has gone with us, the size has gone with us, and the style has gone with us. Meaning that if I start keying in any letters or words, it's going to show up the same way that our vehicle has. So I'm going to click on the underline. Notice it's not highlighted anymore. It takes it off. We can leave the font size and the font style. I'm okay with that. Next, what I'm going to have you do, go ahead and let's go ahead and go back up to your vehicle. With the font color here, it's automatically defaulted with black. You can go ahead here in the font area, find your font letter or font color with the arrow next to it. Go ahead and choose a color of your vehicle that you would like. I'm going to pick blue. You can pick whatever color you want. So now we have our color, our underline, our font style, and our font size. Now what we're going to do is, let's say that we wanted the word in all caps. Now instead of rewriting it, we're going to go up here to where it has a capital letter A and a smaller letter A with the down arrow. Go ahead and click on that. Now it has sentence case, lowercase, uppercase, capital each word, toggle case. Now toggle case is probably one you could use most often. No, I shouldn't say most often, but you should be familiar with it. For instance, let's say you're typing along and you accidentally hit the caps lock. Well, this is going to help bring it back to the way it should be. And then sentence case, let's say you wrote everything in all lowercase letters, this will capitalize for you. Lowercase, and now I said uppercase. Now let's go ahead and click on uppercase. Notice now it's all uppercase. Go ahead and click on it again. Let's go to lowercase. Click on it again. Sentence case. Oh, there we are. Back to our original. So if you're keying along and you notice that you made a mistake, whether it's in all caps, lower caps, or you did something wrong, make sure you go up to the change case here in the font area. It'll save you some time versus rewriting it. So if you can avoid retyping things, please do. It'll save you a lot of time. Okay, back down to where we were. Next, we're going to go ahead and type your favorite food, whatever it may be. Oh, guess I should spell it right. There we go. Doesn't have to be pizza, it can be whatever you would like. Once you have your word, highlight it. Whether you double click on it or you click and drag over it. Most of you should be familiar with what we're going to do next. We're going to bold. So you'll go ahead and bold. Italicize. Okay, that gets that little slant to it. And one more thing I'm going to show you, which you most likely have not ever used. Now I know we always call this highlighting. Whenever we do this, we highlight it. Now if you can remember, or not remember, but if you can think of highlighting with a marker in a book, that's kind of what we're going to do here. So we have our word highlighted in order to do something to it. So we have our word highlighted. We're going to go up to the font area, and notice you have this little marker looking thing with the color underneath it. We're going to click on that, and what we're doing is, if you can think of this, we're going to use a highlighter marker, in a sense, to highlight, color highlight our word. So go ahead and choose whatever color you want, and use pink. You can use whatever you'd like. So now, what we've done so far, we've done our font style, our font size, our underline with color, we changed our font color, we changed sentence case, we did our bold, italics, and our highlight.